Good morning, students. So, I welcome you all to today's English class. Today, we'll be discussing a poem from Honeysuckle, that is The Quarrel, written by Eleanor Farson. Now, the quarrel. What do you mean by the quarrel? Quarrel means a fight. We can fight sometimes with our brother, with our sister, with our mother. So, quarrel is common in our lives. It is common for brothers and sisters to quarrel, although sometimes they may not even be able to say why they quarrel. But how long do such quarrels last? How do they end? So, in this poem, the poet is giving us or describing the quarrel between a brother and a sister. So, we have seen usually like the brothers and sisters they start to quarrel without any reason. So, it is very common. It is common for brothers and sisters to quarrel between them. But this quarrel doesn't last long, and this quarrel also doesn't have any base. There is no solid reason, there is no any significant reason of quarreling. They quarrel over very minor issues, very trivial issues, very small issues. So the poet wants to tell us how long does these quarrel, long do these quarrels last, and how do they end. So we'll start with the poem. The poem has two stanzas. I quarreled with my brother, I don't know what about. One thing led to another, and somehow we fell out. So the speaker in the poem is a girl, is a sister, and she is telling her story. She tells that she quarreled with her brother, but she doesn't know the reason. She don't know the reason. She doesn't know the reason behind her fight, behind her quarrel with the brother. It simply happened that one thing led to another. Led to means one thing was followed by another. One after another, they started arguing between them, and it led to a quarrel. And somehow we fell out. Fell out means to quarrel, to fight. So the girl doesn't know what was the exact issue over which they started fighting, but it so happened that one after another the argument came out, and it led to a quarrel between the two. The start of it was slight. Slight means very small. The start of the quarrel, the beginning of the quarrel was very small. It was on a minor issue. The end of it was strong, but the end of the quarrel was very strong, means it ended on a bitter note. How the end was strong? That both the brother and sister, they stopped talking to each other. This was the end of the fight. They had bitter feeling towards each other, at least for some time. He said he was right, I knew he was wrong. Now both of them consider, the brother and the sister, both of them consider themselves to be correct. No one is ready to accept that they are wrong. Both of them find themselves to be right or correct. The brother says that I am right, why will I leave the argument, why will I say sorry to you? On the other hand, the girl, the sister, she says that she knew that the brother was wrong, so the brother has to apologize. We hated one another. The afternoon turned black. Then suddenly my brother thumped me on the back. Now both the brother and sister, they hated one another. Hated after this fight, after this quarrel. They had bitter feelings towards each other, and they hated one another. And the afternoon turned black. Afternoon turned black means the quarrel spoiled the mood of the sibling, and the afternoon became unpleasant. If there would have been no quarrel, they would have been doing something, they would have been enjoying together. But as they have fought between themselves, the afternoon has turned black. The afternoon has become unpleasant. Then suddenly the brother comes and thumps the sister on the back. Thumped me on the back means to pat, to give a friendly pat on the back, and said, "Oh, come along. We can't go on all night. I was in the wrong, so he was in the right." So he says that the brother says to the sister, "Oh, please leave all this fight, leave this quarrel, leave this hatred, because we cannot continue this fight throughout the night. We cannot have bitter feelings towards each other. We cannot hate each other even throughout the night. So I was in the wrong." That means the brother accepts his mistake and says that he was wrong, and he asks for the apology from the sister. And the sister becomes happy because the brother has accepted his mistake, and she says that yes, he was in the right. When he accepted his mistake, at that time he was in the right direction, he was doing a right thing. So this is how a quarrel has taken place between a brother and a sister. What was the reason of the quarrel and how did it end, we have discussed, and we also came to know that the quarrel doesn't last for a very long time. It is a very short-lived quarrel.